Hello and welcome to the channel, everybody. My name is Reapy Ron, and I'm making this video to hopefully help somebody and to kind of update everybody as to what the situation has been going on with the channel recently. So, as plenty of you guys know, my account was recently hacked. This was actually my Google account, or my Gmail account, that was hacked. And that's how they got access to the YouTube channel, where you could see a lot of my videos were no longer listed on the channel. The channel's name was changed, the icon was changed, and there was schemes that were going on. These were live stream schemes that were going on. So I'm going to start out by explaining how this happened, and then how I got my account back, and then what we're going to be doing kind of looking forward. So I was sent an email on my Gmail from an indie dev, or someone pretending to be an indie dev, posing as the actual team. It's actually a team of indie devs that make different games, and I've talked to them before on places like Twitter and YouTube, and I think on like itch.io. So I had talked to some of these people before. I knew about them, and they were recently going to be releasing a new game, which is actually set to release on Steam. And they had pretty much asked me if I wanted to get early access to the game and maybe show off the game a bit, which really isn't that uncommon. I get those offers fairly often now. Sometimes I take them up on the offer if the game looks interesting, if the game looks good. Sometimes I don't, because it might not fit really what I want to do at the time, or maybe it just doesn't fit the channel very well. Things like that. So I had talked to them, said, yeah, sure, I'm interested. They said they would be offering like license keys to it, which I was like, okay, cool. And then they even started adding on to that, saying that they were going to like pay for me to put a promotional video into a like one of my upcoming videos for a few $100s, which I was like, that seems a little bit weird. Most other indie devs don't do anything like this. I've gotten sponsorship offers before, but I really haven't taken up on any of them. Quite a few of them seem pretty fishy. This one seemed less fishy, but looking back on it, it probably was just as fishy, especially with what is going to come up next in the story. Anyway, I'm like, okay, send me like the promo then, which I figured they would send me like a YouTube link, or like some link from like a Twitter account or something, something that was just like a privately listed video or privately secured video, nothing that strange. What I got sent was like a screensaver, which didn't make any sense to me whatsoever when I opened it, or when I seen that it was that. So first up, I scanned it for viruses, and I scanned it for malware with what I usually do, because I do that pretty often with any sort of indie game that I don't really know the creator from and that I haven't spoken to. So I usually run these type of protocols beforehand. Nothing came up on it. I tried to open it. It still had the movie file image on it, and there was nothing. So then things started seeming very suspicious to me. So I scanned everything again. Still nothing came up from it. I was like, okay, I'm just going to delete this, make sure it's all cleaned off my computer. And, this was probably just a phishing scam or whatever it was. Or maybe it was legit and they completely fumbled the ball or whatever it might be. So by that time, I was doing this around like midnight, which is pretty much the same time I'm recording this video. So I just went to bed after that. I didn't think about it. And I woke up and I had a bunch of messages on my phone. I had like 8 of them coming from my Google account saying that there had been suspicious activity, that there had been a whole bunch of stuff. I hopped on to my computer. I looked at the YouTube. My channel's name had been changed. The icon had been changed. The videos were then privated. My Gmail account was completely locked out, or not completely locked out just yet. And the way that this scam worked is that it uses a malware that is not easily trackable. It's a malware that is just phishing for cookies on your computer that are saved to a specific account, like your Gmail account. So that's how they were able to get into the Gmail account from this. And then they started adding on their own two-step authentication, because I already had that. I had a recovery account and my two-step verification. I didn't have the extra stuff at the time that I wasn't aware of at the time that you could have on the Gmail account, like physical keys to actually have like tokens on them to put them in. And I still don't have that, but I will be looking into that. But I do have all the backup codes for it now, so I should still be able to access the account, or at least, at the very least, be able to contradict anybody trying to take that account again. But at the time, I didn't. So they had put in a different phone number that wasn't my own, and a different email that also wasn't my own. This didn't fully lock me out of the account. It also didn't fully lock me out of the YouTube when this was going on. There was some sort of crypto scheme that was also live streaming from my account, which I was able to private. I was able to monetize. I was able to report. I also posted on the channel that my account was hacked and that don't believe anything that was a part of this. I started pretty much doing whatever it was. I was actually talking with the Discord, and Discord was watching this while I was doing it, until I was completely locked out and I couldn't get into either account. So I then went on to Twitter. I guess this is the part of the story where this is how I got the account back. Luckily, I am part of the YouTube membership program, so it was fairly easy for me to get in touch with Team YouTube and people over at YouTube. As well as quite a few people on my behalf were pretty much pestering Google and YouTube saying that my account was hacked. Could you help me out? So Team YouTube Google and YouTube sent me very helpful links to kind of start working through the process of getting this all sorted out. So I started sending messages to Google saying pretty much like, I've never been, because the account that had logged in said it was in like Washington State in the US. I've never been to Washington State in the US, nor have I ever lived in Washington State, US. So that was weird. The phone number that was associated from it was, I don't even know where. It was nowhere that I had ever been or been to. So I just started messaging him saying like, this clearly isn't me. I didn't do any of this stuff. Somebody's trying to get into my account. All of this happened one after another, especially with me sending these things back. And I pretty much said the same thing to YouTube as well. They sent me a form. Well, they first asked if I could if I could set up a different account on a different email, so that they could get in contact with me there and then prove that I was who I said I was there. And then they would send me a form about all of the things on the channel. So this was just put down as much information as you can possibly remember about the channel. This was like recent uploads. This was potential, I don't remember if it was recent comments as well. Like the different accounts that are linked to it, the different things that were there, the locations of where I usually upload and where I live stream from, which was very easy for them to see apparently, because I got a message back from them with only a few hours of actually doing this. Because it's probably because I stream and upload so frequently. And there were so many people saying like my account was hacked. It became very certain for them to go, yeah, okay, the account was hijacked, and they sent me an email about that. So once this was sent, I also got a response back from Google saying that, yeah, the account was fishy. This was weird. We went and deleted pretty much everything that had happened over the last few days, wiped everything from that, and restored it to essentially a previous state, to where I could still access it, and then I can get into my YouTube account, which I'm currently in now. But that still means that all of the videos that I had on there that they put to private, I have now set to public, or I'm in the process of setting them to public. I had a lot of videos on there, and I still have to go through the live streams and stuff as well. There is also the issue of when they were live streaming this scheme, immediately a copyright strike was pretty much issued to the channel, which made it so that they couldn't live stream for, I think it's 2 weeks or something like that, on the account. which pretty much just blocked them out of everything. Also, luckily, because I had at least thought ahead to some extent and had put some security in place, there was no way that they could get access to things like my bank account or any of my financial accounts that were associated somewhat indirectly with my YouTube account. I was also able to get the AdSense account back as well, because that was secured separately as well. This was also why I was able to stream on Twitch, and why there was nothing going on with like my computer, because I figured out pretty quickly that whatever the malware was that they used to get my information was not actually getting anything from my computer. It was going through a different source to actually get anything, because otherwise the scans that I had ran would bring up something. I would like to thank my Discord community. You guys were awesome. Everybody there was trying to figure out what was going on and to try to help me as best they could. That was really cool. Same with all of the people on Twitter who were tweeting at Google and at Facebook, Facebook, at Google and at YouTube on my behalf. That was really awesome of you. I really, really do appreciate that. Everybody who helped me out. Same with everybody on the Steam, who was pretty much just checking up on me, seeing what happened, and trying to help me out in any way possible, as well as everybody who was trying to reach out to other people who could potentially help me too. And special thanks to Team YouTube, and special thanks to Google as well for helping me actually get all this stuff back and really making it easy for me to walk through this and being very responsive in all of the answers that I gave them. Like I said, the channel is still in the process of being put back on, so videos will not be going up as soon as I would have liked them to go up, or as I would have liked them to be scheduled, because over the last few days I've pretty much just been doing passwords, doing more security things on all of my major accounts, backing up to other accounts, going through 2 steps, going through extra security things like the backup codes, or like the physical keys that I've been kind of looking into. It's pretty much just been a long process of getting everything sort of figured out, and like I said, there still is like the copyright strike on the channel. I'm assuming that should be cleared up pretty quickly, because Team YouTube did verify that my account was hacked and that something had been going on, so I don't think that will be lasting for any serious amount of time, which is a great thing, because otherwise it would hinder me being able to upload and live stream and stuff like that. So for the time being, at least what the plan is that I'm going to be streaming over on Twitch, on my Twitch channel there, which is RepeatRun over at Twitch. I used to stream there pretty often. I used to stream there actually exclusively before I moved over to streaming on YouTube, almost exclusively. So I'm going to be streaming over there for the meantime, same schedule as usual. That's about the only thing I really have that I can promise will be up normally. And if you would like to chat with me or help me out any further, be sure to join the Discord community, which I'm hoping is still linked down below. Otherwise, I haven't even checked if my my upload defaults have been changed or anything like that. So just kind of bear with me for the time being. I'm very thankful for everybody who could help and who tried to help out as much as they could. You guys are all amazing. I really do appreciate all of that. I was not expecting to get results as fast as there was, and I pretty much have you guys to thank for that, because if it was just me, it probably would have taken much longer, I imagine. So, yeah, thank you for that. So, thanks everybody for watching. I really do appreciate that, and there will be videos going up as soon as I can. Till then, there will be live streams over on Twitch. Come say hi, and bye-bye.